Hi, my name is Timothy Duval. I am a freelance videographer, and I am here to take a look at cheaper gear to see if it is viable for use. Let's take a look today at this 3-point lighting kit. Customer reviews on this are pretty solid. No 1 stars, no 2 stars. Out of 49 ratings, this is really not bad. So today's Monday, the lighting kit came in today. I can't imagine why it wouldn't have come in yesterday. And I got it all set up, which I'll talk about in a second. But I wanted to talk about one of the aspects of the setup, and to do that, I went onto Amazon, went to my orders page, and taking a look here, if I click on the product that I ordered, it takes me to a completely different product. I have no idea why. Absolutely no idea why. I don't know if it means they're out of stock. I don't know if it means that they discontinued it right after I bought it. I have no idea. Complete mystery. So I'm going to their 2-point lighting kit to talk about what I want to talk about. Now, getting this bad boy set up probably took front to back for the very first time about half an hour, and I listened to some rockin' jams while I did it. Now, one of the things I immediately noticed when getting this set up is that in this area here, just behind the light bulb, just behind here, it basically pushes back like an umbrella. So you don't have to shove the wires into the corners at all. They're just there, and it's fantastic. I'm a huge fan of that personally. I got a backdrop that I have to use for my work. I got that for about $100 at a camera shop up here in the great Pacific Northwest. And then this thing I got to hold the backdrop, I actually found at a Goodwill for 10 bucks. PSA right here, I love Goodwill. You're not going to find stuff often when it comes to filmmaking, but when you do, it can be really handy. And there are some other things that I'll talk about in the future that I found at Goodwill's. I love Goodwill. I love going in there with no plan and coming out with a baller plan. And there's just something about giving dead stuff a second life that just brings me personal happiness. So I'm sure we're all curious to take a look at how this looks once it's all set up. Now, for all of this testing, I'm not going to use any color grading. It's just going to be AVC HD straight out of the C100. So I grabbed a roommate, threw him in the chair, and this is what we got. Here's him, and here's me.
Your eyes look amazing. as far as it being, quality picture. What's the frame rate? What's the shutter speed?
30.
I don't know.
And it should be 60, but it might be 48.
It's 48.
Dang it, no.
Now, with suddenly the link for the 3-point lighting kit being gone, I'm going to show you what it looks like with just 2 lights in case you decide maybe that's a better fit for what you do. You can obviously see a world of difference, but I think this room is too small to kind of really give an adequate test of how good 2 lights do. That being said, I've been on numerous sets that only use 2 lights for an interview setting, and they worked just fine given the aesthetics. The kit also came with an extra light bulb, which I appreciate. The set takes E27 58-watt bulbs, which, when I do just a simple Amazon search of E27 at 58 watt, I get some kind of weird results. I'm not sure if these bulbs are necessarily sold individually, but I think should the day come that the bulbs finally do burn out, you'll be able to find some pretty adequate replacements to put in there. Cool thing about these lights is that there is actually equipment to, if you want, just set up the lights like 3 lights and not have the overhead light. You can. It depends on the interview setup whether or not you want that, but it's really nice that this kit has the option to let you do that. So I'm filming on my C100 Mark I, kind of an old camera, 8 or 9 years old, but honestly it still pulls a fantastic image that I've never had a customer complain about yet. I will talk about my camera in a different video for sure. And because part of the point of this channel is that cheap things can provide great results, I slapped on the 18 to 135 3.5 to 5.6 kit lens that came with my Canon 60D in 2013. Now, this particular room is one of the best lit rooms in the house. It faces towards the sunrise, and it just stays well lit almost all day. At this point of the day, we're coming up on sunset within the next couple of hours, and it's still really bright. So I decided to take a look at the differences. Here is what we got if we just use sunlight. And here's what we have if we try to use the shades as some kind of diffuser. And then here we have the lighting kit with the blinds down. Much better. It's absolutely a solar system of difference. And for 115 bucks, it's actually really good. So I left the room for about a half an hour just to see if any of the lights burn out initially, if there's any kinds of issues when I'm not looking. I took a seat just to evaluate again and make sure everything looked good, and then I noticed that it looks like Mario ran up to me for an ENG interview. That was not intentional, it was just kind of perfect placement. I left the setup running for probably about 10 or 11 hours straight. No bulbs burnt out, no issues. The plasticky smell wasn't very strong, so good sign overall. Putting the kit together does kind of have that cheap plasticky feel that you would expect from a lighting kit so cheap. The fabric around the light bulbs does seem to hold together pretty well, and I don't feel like I'm stretching things to the limit when I use it, which I have felt in other cheaper kits before. So overall, I take that as a pretty good sign. Also, going back to what I was saying earlier about how the link to the product takes you to this completely random page, I did submit a question to the seller asking about this, and they have actually answered. I asked them, I just purchased the 3-point lighting system you sell, but the link to that product now takes me here. Do you still have those? They said, hello, I still have this product, but my product is out of stock. The next batch will be on the shelves today or tomorrow. You can add it to the shopping cart first, and I will contact you when my product is on the shelf. So, if anybody's trying to buy this product and they're coming across this issue, we have some kind of resolution here, hopefully. And as of now, this morning, when I take a look, click on it, it comes up. No problem. Last night, in the dead of night, I went back in there since it was totally dark and decided to try one more test using 1 light, 2 lights, and 3 lights. And you can definitely see the difference in all 3 here giving various results. Depending on what you're doing, you could use any one of these, but obviously the 3 lights is the best of all the worlds. Now, when all was said and done, it took me only about 13 minutes to tear the whole thing down. Not a long time at all, really. When you look on the webpage on Amazon, you see the storage bag it comes with, and it's looking like it packs really compact and nicely, and that it should fit pretty well with the rest of your equipment. Well, welcome to real life. That is just not how it is. Especially since after packing everything, just don't feel comfortable the light bulbs outside of the cardboard boxes that came with it. It really is those 4 cardboard boxes that make it so clumpy and weird. And I put them on top, so obviously the light bulbs, don't have anything on top of them. Sorry, I know I keep switching to my inferior computer camera. It doesn't matter how good I look or not. It really is pointless. And even so, it comes with these pouches, inside of which is one of the light setups, minus the poles. So basically, in the case, I'll just show you. In the case, you pack the poles, and then you pack the umbrellas that hold the light bulbs. And then I couldn't really figure out how to pack the bulbs outside of this other than kind of just lining them up along the side here. Not necessarily the neatest result. Now, if you take the light bulbs out of the case, it actually does pretty nicely. It really is. If you put the light bulbs in there and the cardboard, it just kind of makes it a bit too much. See, the reason I'm inclined to put them in there is I can occasionally be a little bit forgetful of little things like that, so I like to keep everything together. I do think that the day will come where eventually the case that comes with this will probably be the first piece of this to fall apart. So when that does happen, that'll be pretty unfortunate, but it's not like I don't have other cases to move this around in. And like I said, while some of the equipment, especially and most egregiously the knuckle, has a cheap and light and kind of plasticky feel, the lights do what they're supposed to do. It's pretty easy to put together, it's not heavy and clunky, and despite the clumpy nature of the case once everything's packed in it, everything does fit inside. I'm not necessarily familiar with Ltringys as a brand as a whole, so I can't say I necessarily recommend them as a brand, but do I recommend this product? So far, yeah. It's pretty lightweight outside of the light bulbs, everything fits in here. You can see the results for yourself in various tests in various conditions. A 3-point lighting kit that churns out results as good as this for $115 is really not that bad. I can put a link in the description if you want to take a look at this product. You can find other products from other brands comparably priced, but I decided to go for this one because it just didn't have any bad reviews, and I decided to see if maybe I'd be the first. And so far, I'm not. I haven't decided moving forward if I'm going to create some sort of scoring system for my reviews, if I'm going to do an out of 10 style, if I'm just going to do a thumbs up, middle, thumbs down. I don't know. I'll think about it, I'll consider it, I'll really just fall asleep with it on my heart each and every night. And possibly in the middle of the day, as my sleep schedule is completely and absolutely destroyed as of this moment. Things got a little switched around. This was going to be my second video, now it's my first, because the first one was supposed to be the Sunpack LED 392 Slim on Camera Bi-Color Video Light Kit with barn door set. Now, it's B&H is a Jewish-owned company, so they have a lot of holidays that the typical layman, such as myself, would not know about. So they've been closed for a while. They're open back up for checkout now, but they're not gonna start shipping again until April 5th, and that's a while. So I want to get the first review out of this lighting kit, and the second review will be for this light, and then I promise on the third video I will do something that is not a light. But lighting is one of my personal weaker areas as a videographer. I'm just not well equipped with lighting, so I wanted to equip myself while taking a look at some lower priced alternatives. So that'll be it for this review. Hopefully it helped you feel informed enough to make a decision for yourself. Please feel free to leave something down in the comments if you have any more questions about this product, and I'll do my best to keep up with whatever comes my way. You all take care out there and stay safe.